Jim, we're at the famous statue of Johnny Morehouse. Give me the folklore of Johnny Morehouse.
This is a boy and the dog. Johnny Morehouse was a 5-year-old boy in this event, which took place in 1861. As a matter of fact, he was running around in the neighborhood, probably too close to one of the industrial canals that flowed through this area at that time. He got too close to the canal, got into the water, wasn't able to swim. The dog had jumped in to try to save the boy, but wasn't able to save his life. He did pull his body out of the water, and when he got his body up onto the bank, he took the protective stance similar to what we have right here over the boy's body and refused to allow any of the authorities to approach the boy's body. Well, this created a standoff, continued until one of the family members arrived and was able to intercede with the dog. Now what happened was this event inspired a local artist by the name of Daniel Ladeau, who carved this boy and the dog statue that we have here, and which I would refer to as a monument to lost childhood.
That's an interesting story. And to this very day, people still come by and pay tribute to the Johnny Morehouse statue with lots and lots of toys and memorials. Really great. Let's move over to Sean.
Okay. All right.
Jim, it is so obvious among the midst of these beautiful trees to see this huge monument with a gentleman, Mr. Shantz.
Well, this is Adam Shantz Sr. that's represented. The family themselves were a business and industrial family, banking family, especially at the turn of the century. His son, Adam Shantz Jr., was the person who put up $400,000 of his own money at the time of the great 1913 flood. That really was the beginning for the Miami Conservancy District.
And his family has a plot all behind them.
They're all in this area there. There are probably 4 12-grade lots in that area that the family had purchased either at the time that they did that or perhaps they had added property to that later on.
Well, Jim, that is certainly interesting. What's it made out of?
It's granite for the most part. The statue itself is bronze, and you can see has patinaed over the years. It's probably been there certainly since I think like 1916 was about the time that was done, so not quite 100 years, but the patina that you see on there is a natural aging process for metal, and of course once that's formed, preservative of the metal, a natural preservative.
How about that? Well, let's go over here and see the girl with the flute. So tell me, Jim, about this one.
Well, Cliff Harris is an individual who worked for the Dayton City Schools. Apparently he had seen this. It became a feature of importance to him. He went to a lot of personal expense to buy the monument and the base and so forth that you see this mounted on. Once again, it inspired me to write a little piece. I call this A Lady and Her Flute. She makes the sweetest music that our world could ever know, as summer breezes dance around the flowers at her feet. The bronzen flute held in her arms will help to make it so, as butterflies among the flowers sip their nectar sweet.
Well, thank you. I think we're going to proceed now and go up to Lookout. Special section here in Woodland Cemetery, and one of the sections here is very important because it talks about bicycles, and And I want to talk about the bicycles, and that'll lead us into the Wright brothers, and it'll lead into the Paul Laurence Dunbar, because they're all in proximity here. So right now we're going to talk about Kaiser.
Okay, Ryan, here we have the grave of Earl Kaiser. You can see the family monument, and of course his headstone is here to my left. He was a first-class, world-class bicyclist who won many races and bicycle riding contests here in Dayton and probably in points close by.
That's really interesting. And then right over that way we have the Wright brothers, and the famous Wright brothers are buried here. Then to our left over here we have Paul Laurence Dunbar.
As you can see, the boulder that's here, the plaque that's on here contains the first verse of a death song. This was one of the poems that Dunbar wrote. Basically it reads, "Lay me down beneath the willows in the grass, where the branch shall go a-singing as it pass. And when I's a-lying low, I can hear it as it goes singing, sleep, my honey, take your rest at last." That was just the feeling poetry that he wrote. He was a consummate poet. He was recognized not only in the United States, but in England. I understand that he had had audience with Queen Victoria, and very well received on the European continent. Now, we're not very far in this location from Wilbur Orville Wright, whom you can see over there. Their gravestone is a large monument. The grave, as you can see it, also contains some flags. The flags were added to the grave site in July the 20th when we had the tribute to the Wright brothers. And there's an American flag and an Ohio flag, and then a flag of more local interest standing beside those other two flags.
And you know, the thing that's so interesting about all of this is that Paul Laurence Dunbar and the Wright brothers were friends. And to be buried in the same cemetery at the time that they passed was really kind of something unusual for race relations in the city of Dayton. And you have to say that Dayton has a unique history of nurturing townships, because the Dunbars and the Wrights were close friends. The Wrights brothers printed Paul Laurence Dunbar's poetry in their paper. When you look at the whole realm of Dayton, I'm proud to say that here is a wonderful gem right in the city of Dayton, over by the University of Dayton, a cemetery that holds the history of our city, and it tells a lot about the people of our region. So this is Rhine McLin, Mayor of Dayton, signing off. Thank you, Jim, for all your gems of wisdom, and enjoy the Woodland Cemetery and all it has to offer here in Dayton, Ohio. See you next time with another Mayor's Beat.